Hey everybody, welcome back to another exciting episode of Stash Report for Stash Project. Today is February 8th, 2021. And well, I guess the only drama this week is if you are a Kansas City Chiefs fan. So we have some kit announcements from Aoshima for May and Hasegawa for April. And then we have this week's kit releases, which are just a few odds and ends as we start out the month of February. So let's take a look at those kit releases, shall we? Sure, we should. Hasegawa, April. We're going to get a, let's see, I'm trying to do these in the order of which they are the least to most. And I guess what, guys, all of these kits have something new about them this month. There are a couple of reissues, which I don't have written down here. They're just restock stuff, which, so right now officially isn't on a release schedule, even though it was on the flyer. But, this is the actual honest to God stuff here. So let's take a look. 1981. Tour de Course Rally. This is going to be a Lancia Stratos HF, so a reissue with a new set of decals, new set of livery in it. And it's going to be for the Team Chardonnay, which was one of the privateer teams that ran the Stratos, and that's going to be a second place finisher at the Tour de France. One of the European Rally Championship stops. And then you're going to get a reissue of the 1975 Toyota Celica in its race format for the 1975 Gia Race of Macau, or it might have still been the Macau Grand Prix back then. Either or, same race, and that is going to be the winning livery for that race. So the Macau cars continue to sell well. Even though technically speaking, the Jaguar doesn't come out until next month, they are still seeing some strong sales on the other Celica, the banana yellow one that came out. So you're going to get another one, and this time it's actually the race-winning car, not one of the other cars that ran. Then you're going to get a reissue of the Nissan R91CP, the 1990s Group C car that Nissan ran. This is going to be in the YHP livery, the team car to the Calsonic sponsored vehicle, and this is going to be for the 1991 Japanese sports car prototype series. It is basically the missing, if you will, team car from the collection of R91s and R92s that they have released so far in the series. Then they're going to reissue their Toyota 80. So technically the kit's an 88C, but they have you do some body work to it and turn it into an 87C. We saw that with the STP sponsored car. This is going to be for the Team Tom's 1987 Japanese sports car prototype series shakedown. So this is going to have a very minimal decal scheme, just a straight white car. Probably would have had a Minolta livery on it when it actually raced, but this is the practice session car. So really sort of stretching the realms of reality with the decals here. Yeah, it's the practice car. Yeah, that's the ticket. So that's going to come back out. You're going to get a reissue of the Nissan Skyline R31 in its racing format. We haven't seen a racing version of the R31 in a little while. This is going to be, they're labeling it as the ETC 1988 car. And after doing a little bit of digging as to what the heck that actually means in real English, this is going to be the 6th place finishing car for the 1988 24 Hours of Spa. Most people probably don't realize that Nissan ran a car in Spa that year, or in Spa in general at all. The 1988 ETC season in general was not a very good season for I think it was Team Nissan England, I think is the official team on that. It was a combination of English and Australian drivers. They blew the transaxle out of the car, the transmission rather, out of the car twice. They overheated it. They blew the rear end out of it, and they got a couple of in the 10th places, like a 16th and a 19th, and they got the 6th at the 24 Hour Spa being their best finish of the year. So that's going to come out, and that will look very nice with your race-winning new BMW for the 88 24 Hour Spa that we just covered last week. Also, reissue of the 1963 Volkswagen Type 2 minibus, and this is going to have what they're calling a full interior. So the door and the rear hatch are going to open. There will be photo etch parts to hinge those doors, which again, I'm not sure those are technically functional, but anytime you start folding photo etch around a lot, you're not going to get too many uses out of it before it snaps in half. And then it's going to have a whole bunch of white metal parts in it for the interior pieces. So there could be a curtain rod and some interior parts, and I believe parts of the engine, the top side of the engine, which is not in the actual microbus because it's curbside, are going to be included. So that sort of gives it a full detail engine of sorts as well. I haven't checked to see if this is something they've done in the past, but it most probably is, as is just another one of these white metal PE, high detail kits that they did back in the day. but that's certainly an interesting option. And then we have in the two regular sort of run-of-the-mill kits, if you will, that are significantly modified for this month, a reissue of the brand new tool, Nissan Skyline R32 GTR tooling, and this is going to be what they consider to be early production, so it's going to have a non-Nismo front bumper, as well as just the standard side spats instead of the great big flared ones that the Nismo car ran, and this is just going to represent just sort of your sedate standard GTR without all the go fast Nismo parts in it. And then also we're going to get another reissue of the Nissan Bluebird Altezza. That's the four-door, the new tool from last year. That's been a street car and a rally prep car, and then an actual rally car. It's going to get in its late production format with a 2000cc engine, according to the literature, and that's going to get you a new front bumper, a new back bumper. There's also going to be new basically a whole new rear fascia. So the glass is new, the reflectors are new, the license plate light area is new, new front bumper, new back bumper. I believe there's a new steering wheel involved here as well. So several significant pieces of model kit, as it were, not just like, oh hey look, it's got a Ruthin steering wheel and some new set of decals. So some actual new parts to that, and that's Hasegawa's releases. And then over in Aoshima for May, yeah. Another month of nothing in the terms of interesting, I guess. I mean, so all of these kits that I'm going to tell you about, I don't think any of them are very hard to come by right now. But, you know, it is what it is, I guess. 1982 Toyota Corona, 2000 GT, 1980 Mazda 323 Familia, and 1983 Nissan Pulsar EXA. All three of those kits are old IMEI tools from the 1980s. They're all motorized. They're all really meh at best. And at worst, a lot of these old IMEI kits really just need to be, put away and buried and be done with it at this point. But hey, they bought them, so I guess they're going to use them. They keep reissuing those Volkswagen Beetles, so why wouldn't they reissue the rest of them? On the tune model car side of things, got the reissue of the 1991 Molda Sports Suzuki Cappuccino and the 1991 RS Mach Honda Beat. Both those kits have been reissued not too terribly long ago. And then in the initial D side of things, two more kits added to the new boxings that have the 25th anniversary logos involved, and that will be the Itosuke Takahashi AE85 Levin. Very famously in the comic book, he wanted to buy an AE86 Truno like his hero, and ended up buying an AE85 Levin, which is, a ha-ha-ha moment because the AE85 is a 1.5 liter economy stripped down version of the car, not the 1.6 version that is tuned in the Truno hero car. So yeah, eventually in the comic book he tunes the car and and races it, but it's a moment of levity in the comic book that he buys the wrong car by accident because he just wants an AE really bad. And then speaking of which, you get Fujiwara Takahumi A86 in the volume 37 specification. So we've gotten a reissue in the in this new 25th anniversary series of the original volume 1 car and the Project D car, and so now you get the volume 37 car. Kit will remain unchanged, just a new box art to reflect the anniversary sponsorship. So there is that. We got the kit releases for this week, just a few things. Again, there's one domestic kit amongst what is mostly Japanese stuff here. And I'm trying to reorganize my files here, not delete what I want to show you. So on the domestic side of things, this first kit is going to be the Kenworth Challenger mixer. So this is, of course, a very, 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 very demanded, wanted kit from the truck guys. Long thought, lost, and never to be seen again, but apparently they found most of it. Now round 2 has come out and said they have had to tool up some replacement parts to this kit, and they have not said what those replacement parts are. I'm guessing once you have the kit in your hands, it'll be pretty easy to figure out, because those parts will be on little small runners by themselves, and they should be on the bigger runners with the rest of the pieces. But I'm going to guess that not too many people are really going to care about that when it comes down to it, because this is a very, very expensive kit to buy on the secondary market. They're still, as these kits are on eBay now, starting to show up, and this is a kind of a scattered rollout. So your hobby shop may have them, they may not. Places you pre-order from may get them earlier than others. But regardless, these are selling for high 50s into the mid 60s, and there are still several of them on eBay, new, original ones, from the 1960s or 1973. Is that what this is? I can't remember. There's a couple of these older truck kits that they've been talking about recently with release dates. I think the Transtars from 1973. This might be a little earlier, but at any rate, the original ones are selling for like $349.99 still, in the same eBay listing that these reissued ones that look identical to the original ones, except they have the round 2 retro deluxe sticker on them, are selling, of course, for 3 times, or actually 6 times less. So yeah, oops. Oops. Yeah, at any rate, those kits are back out. We got a new decal sheet in them. Obviously, I believe the livery you get is basically the box art livery as far as the mixer pattern, and yeah, so a very cool retro piece. Bring back, as well as I talk about. Round Two's best work is doing stuff like that, where they bring back these kits you think are long ago, far away, and never to be seen again. So overseas in Japan, we have we have one kit from Tamiya this week, and it is the brand new tool, 1/24 scale Tamiya McLaren Senna. So this kit is still not available in the United States for some flipping reason. Don't have a real good answer as to why not. This is now available in Canada. It's now available in Hong Kong. It's now available in Japan. I've seen a few places in Europe selling it as well. But we Americans, well, we're getting the shaft on this one. You guys may recall I've mentioned a couple different times in the past that I've ordered a kit from Tamiya USA, and it had not arrived. It showed up Friday. So these are back in stock at Tamiya USA. This has been out of stock for quite a little while. It took 15, or actually 16 days from the time I put in the order till the time I got here. 10 or 11 of those days for processing it. And then it was shipped by UPS, so UPS just did its thing getting it here because it wasn't on any kind of like super duper fast shipper, and it was coming from California, so it got railroaded out here, which is cool. I mean, it's not like I've needed it right now, but it's still just sort of a little bit of a, hey, everything that Tamiya does takes so long time in the United States right now. And I'm sure they'll blame it on coronavirus or California or something, but at some point, I guess these will come out to us here in the United States, even though we were supposed to get them first. And yeah, I mean, this kit is incredibly complicated looking now that I've seen the instructions for it. The instruction manual is 20 pages long with 50 steps, and the first 18 of them alone are just building the body on the space frame. And then you get into building the interior and building the suspension and the drivetrain and the engine and all those sort of things. So it's a it's a Tamiya kit. It's got to fit. It seems, that you would think anyway, it'll fit together and things like that. It's going to be very important you pay attention to accent colors in this car, and have real reference photos, unless you want to build just strictly what the box art is showing you. Because the box art and the other option in this kit are to build a car that's either this lava orange with these light blue highlights, or a light blue car with lava orange highlights. And there are 500 of these things built in real life, and basically none of them are the same. This is one of those cars that went into McLaren's MSO project, which is special order. And so looking them up online, you will quickly see that no two of these really match, because obviously all 500 of them were pre-purchased before the car was even built, and built to the owner's ordering specifications. I have the blue Vega paint, as you may recall. It doesn't have any accent colors in it at all, except there's a door piston, an exposed like hydraulic door piston that holds the door open when you swing it out. That's the same color as the body of the piston is, and then the brake calipers on that car are red. But again, it's all of and it calls that out in the instructions, like refer to body color for these accent colors, basically. But you're going to have to either build it to the specifications of the instructions, or have good reference photos sitting in front of you before you build this, if you care. I mean, you might just paint it purple with pink polka dots. It's your model. If you want to blow $60 that way, that's up to you. But again, reference photos are going to be your friends. I think there's pictures of pretty much all 500 of them in some state or another, because, you buy something like this, first thing you do is show it off to everybody. So there's plenty of pictures out there. So yeah, we'll get that sooner or later, one of these days. Over at Hasegawa, 3 releases. 2 of them are just straight reissues of existing kits. And these are technically, I believe, February kits. Let me take a peek here. Yep, they're beginning of the February kits from Hasegawa. So first we've got the Nissan Z432R, another version of their Z 240 tooling. Z432R is the homologated rally specification version of the Z. There are only 30 of these built, and they have the engine out of the GTR in them. And yeah, we're quite the screaming car in real life. This being a curbside car, you just get the looks of the car with the Z4032 scripts and the different wheels. The cars do have every single one of these 30 cars had a flat black hood, so that's a thing. Um, because the car on the rally car ran a flat black hood on the red cars, so the flat black hood is like a nod at the rally car version that won the Safari Rally and whatnot. So yeah, there's that out, and then the other release will be the street version of the Lancia Stratos in its HF Strata version. Um, from 1972. This is almost basically the rally car kit with a few street parts added to it, right? So it's got like parking light indicators, which are not in the rally car kit. It's got the street wheels rather than the rally wheels, even though the rally wheels are included in it. I think that most of the rally interior is also included in this because they've sort of added a few parts runners to it and then reissued it into the rally kit more or less. And or maybe this might have come first and the rally car came separate. It's hard to, I'd need to go way back into the history of Hasegawa to see which one came which. But regardless of which, they are more or less the same kit because this is a homologation car, so they could run the car in the rally. They built 500 of them. They were such a popular car they ended up building another 500 of them for a total of 1,000. But they are very, very, very close to the rally specification. And so the kit reflects that. And then lastly, from Hasegawa, one of the first actual new things for this month, you got the Toyota Celica Turbo 4-wheel drive in its 1993 Swedish Rally winning livery. So I went on YouTube and a couple different places to make sure that there aren't some hidden Marlboro logos or something, but no, it ran the way the decals are in here. It's sort of a homage to the Marlboro livery that it ran in ran in 1993 in other places, right? Because I think that trying to think because there's two of these cars run by Castrol. There's this one, and there's the one with the actual big Castrol swoopy stripy things that Tommy released as the Monte Carlo winning car. That car finished second in this rally, and then I think it might actually been in '92. I'm trying to think when the GT4RC Kenya car was that Tommy did, that is basically this livery, except it has the Marlboro liveries. But regardless of which, you don't need any backup liveries to this, so you can just buy it, build it, and enjoy yourself with it. And then everything else will be from Aoshima this week. So first up, a couple wheel sets. You have the 14-inch 8-spoke chromed Watanabes, as well as the Racing Heart, and the 4H is the sort of shallow depth version of the Racing Heart wheels here. And then you have reissues of the Nissan Skyline Super Silhouette Japanese race car. We say that because we're going to have reissues of both the versions in this video. So this is the base kit, right? None of the PE or anything is in this kit. And then you have the Skyline Group 5 version, which you can see is a little bit different. It's a different body on the same chassis, basically, for the Kyalami 9 Hours Endurance Race. So that's, again, base kit, no PE or anything else included with that. And then you have a reissue of the 1979 Daytona 24-hour GTU winning, class-winning Savannah RX-7 Mazda here. So, again, I really wish this body was a little bit better. This is, again, another old IMA kit. Because I really would like to build this, and I know what the kit really looks like, and it's just so chunky compared to what the real car looks like. It's almost like somebody took a bloated RX-7 and then somehow made it angular at the same time, and then came out. The decals are new decals for what it got put into the model car lineup, and they look really, really great compared to the way they used to look in the older kits. But the kit itself is still the kit. So. The RX-7, by the way, was very, very successful at the 24 Hours Daytona. It won in 1979, and then it won the next 5 years in a row after that. So, rotary power for all, in that sense. But anyway, guys, that wraps up this video just in time. Somebody wants to talk to me. And, yeah, hope you guys had a great weekend, unless you were rooting for Kansas City. And we'll see you guys on the other side.